Good morning. Welcome to my studio. My name's Thomi. This is Nessie right here. Behind me are my two little dogs, June and Sadie. I've got quite a bit to share today, not quite as much as I was hoping. Had kind of a, headachy sort of a couple weeks, and that's, it's hard to do the tiny little stitches when my head's kind of clanging away at me. And sitting in front of these lights. Hopefully I don't crash in the middle of this. So let's see. I have 4 whips. I didn't start anything new. I kind of like reached my max. It felt like max capacity the last thing I started. So I'm going to hold steady for at least another week. As far as starting new things, but I had a lot of fun working on my whips, and I kind of just was a little more fluid about it because my head was bothering me, and I kind of just picked up what worked in the moment. Ow, hey, she's trying to rearrange my hair. So yeah, let's just dive right in. Whips. Okay, the first thing, and honestly, this has been an unexpected favorite, let's say. Sampler de Olga by Reflets de Soie. I'll put the thing up here. It's I'm doing it on 40 count linen that I dyed myself. And if you look at my, I think it's Flosstube 10, I'll link it below where I had a little insert video on how I dyed it. And the threads are unnamed from stash. I got a big bag on an eBay sale at one point. And so I'm taking all my pinks and reds from there. And I'm at, well, let me show you. This is 8.57%, which isn't bad, I don't think. Check that out. I'm almost done with the wreath. So it'll just finish up here, and then I'm going to do the 2 little corner piece bits that kind of frame it out. And I think that going not soon, but maybe when I'm close to finishing the whole sampler, that center of the wreath, I'll probably chart something to put in there, whether it's a date or my initials or something. If I decide I'm going to give it to somebody, then I'll customize it for them. But it's beautiful, and it's so, I don't know what it is about this sampler. There's something about the pace of, there's a lot of color changes and there's a lot of counting, but somehow, at least on this little motif of the wreath, it's been really smooth, and I just kind of get into a rhythm, and it's really pleasant. And I've been looking at a lot more samplers. I looked at a lot before I started this one for Sampler September. And this is what I really seem like I feel drawn to, is the more naturalistic French ones, which I think are influenced by wool work, German or Berlin wool work. I have to do some research because I really am intrigued by it. And I think I feel like my designs are being influenced by that, and I should learn the background of what's influencing me. So yeah, so like I'll show you the whole thing here. So that it's big. This is my biggest piece. So it's going to be with me for a while, which is nice because I am enjoying it and I like the colors. I think, and I'm going to use up. I'm sorry my chair is so loud. It's old. And there's not really much to do about it. Anyway, so I think I've used up almost one of the dark reds that I had. So that's kind of what I want to do. I want to kind of clear out all the little ends and bits and bobs in my stash. And this seems like a good, since it's mostly reds that I have, that seems like a good place to start. So here, let me show you the threads just cause. See all those? Pretty, pretty, pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. And there's Nessie. Hi, Nessie. So yeah, so they look really great with that aqua. Mucho, mucho beautiful. Okay, so that's the first thing I worked on. And I worked on that for a few days. What did I say? 3 days, and it's 8.57%. So not bad. I really am enjoying it. Okay, the next piece is my long dog. Slow down. Long dog sampler. Do different. Put up here. I've done this one also on 40 count. Also that I dyed myself. So you can reference that same video that I'm going to link down below. And for this one, I'm using Sulky 12 weight thread in the color 1096. And I'm almost done with my second spool. Let me see if I can find here. So this is what it looks like. 1096. And I need to order more of this because I'm going to need maybe 12 spools. So, okay. So here, this is where I've been working the last couple weekends. And I only did one weekend on this. Again, with my head bad, these tiny little stitches just aren't possible. So I worked this section right here, right there. And it's coming along. It's so detailed. There's not there's not really any way to move fast, I'm afraid. It's just a very very intricate pattern. And I like it. It's usually really nice to do on the weekend, but this last weekend, yesterday, Saturday and Sunday, this is Monday today, October 13th. I forgot to say that. And this is Flosstube number 12 for me. So here is the full size Do Different. And again, that's quite large. It's not quite as big as the aqua one, but, and this is 16.99%, which is a very frustrating number to be stopped at. So I'm going to get past that this coming weekend. I don't think that I would want to have more than one monochrome long dog going at a time. There's a lot of them I like, and they're kind of on my wish list of things to make, but I think just one at a time. Unless I were to decide to do something with a lot of color, like Crafty Emily. She has a whole year of long dogs coming up, like she has planned. And a lot of her long dogs, she does them in multiple colors, and it's really interesting. So if I were to do another one at the same time, I think I would follow her lead. I'll link her below. She's got some really awesome stuff. She is the fastest stitcher I've ever, she's amazing. So fast. So fast. So how many days? I only had 2 days on that. Just one weekend. And so my bad head affected this next piece too. I found myself Autumnhill. Oh, I don't have to put a thing up. I actually have the pattern here. So Autumnhill. So you can see the whole thing. And I did a center start. So I finished this tree. Hey, there, you're going to put holes in that. Hey, get your little beak. Okay. Stop. It's not for you to chew on. It's not for you to chew on. Okay. So here's my center start. And I think it looks great. It's beautiful, but it definitely was hard on my head. It was too hard to concentrate. But it's beautiful. Okay, you can stop chewing. Here, sit on my shoulder. You're being a pain. Imagine that. Nessie's being a pain. So this one's not going to be very big. And I dyed this myself. This is also 40 count. I bought just like a whole yard of white Newcastle. I can't remember. It's Zweigart. This is Zweigart linen. It is plain white, and that's what I used to dye everything. And this is the last piece. It was just exactly the right size for Autumnhill. So Autumnhill is a Rosewood Manor, Karen Kluba design. I really like her stuff. I have decided though, like I was gonna start, maybe I'll change my mind again, but I was gonna start, there's 4 of them, one for each season. And so on the winter solstice, I was gonna start Autumnhill. You know, that's been a long-term plan. And we'll see. I'm kind of feeling like I don't want to buy anything, and they're all similar enough that maybe I'll wait until next year. Maybe 2 a year is good enough. We'll see as I work on in here. So where I'm going to go next with this one is this band. I don't know which side yet, but I'm going to do this band next. And I'm hoping before the winter solstice that I can get both of these bands done before I put it away for the next season. But it is beautiful. The colors are lovely. I mean, they really are very accurate for the colors that we have around here in the autumn. Kind of like my new robe. I said I was going to make this robe, didn't I? Well, here's my new robe. I ran out of fabric. I didn't have quite enough to make long sleeves. I don't have it quite done. I have pins in it to hold it shut because I couldn't find buttons. But yeah, it's comfortable. It's warm, and it's seasonal. It'll keep me happy through the dank winter months. But yeah, these colors are just gorgeous. So it is nice to work on. Oh, now she's going to clean herself. Okay, so that's Autumnhill. So that was the 3rd whip. I am not going to be a whole hour today, I don't think. Just don't quite have the stamina for that. Okay, so this last whip has probably, it saved me having this one, because when I had a bad head, I could still work on this because the stitches are bigger. And so this is Gathering Acorns, Cottage Garden Samplings. And this is a series they have, A Time for All Seasons, series number 9 is this one. And so it's very cute. I'm doing it as a start along with Pam of Ditsy Daisy Crafts, Jason Xstitches, and Martine, the German stitcher. And there's a number, she'll be below. I can't remember exactly what her YouTube handle is, but I changed the colors a lot. I'm doing this on 32 count linen, which is the first time I've worked on 32 count, and I'm liking it. And my own color palette. So I changed all the colors, and I've used all of them at this point except one. So this is it. This is what I've got. There's 16 of them. And when I finish, I will post probably on Instagram a list of my colors so that you can repeat it. And the linen 32 count Saffron by Jackson Fabric Arts, which is an Etsy shop. So look how cute he is, or she. It kind of feels more like a girl, doesn't it? I don't know. But I'm working, you can see there's like a little pattern on the body, and that's 2 colors of purple. And that basket down below, I'm going to be doing in probably turquoises. But I'm going to finish everything else first before I decide. Yep, I think it's coming along pretty well. I'm not like 100% happy with how how this blue works here and in the ear. but I'm not going to tear it out because it's fine. It's just not perfect. I should have maybe used a dark brown, the same one as on the caps of the acorns below. So there's an acorn in her paw here that I'm going to do, and the tail has some detail in it too. You can see it's got this little viney swirly thing. So I'm definitely going to be doing that. But then this also has like this striped effect, which I'm not liking that. So I don't quite know how I'm going to do the tail yet. I'll definitely use a couple different colors. But I haven't quite settled on it. And I don't think I'm going to be doing these corner motifs. Maybe these I'll do. But Nessie. But I think I want to frame it in an oval frame or a round frame even. So I don't want to have these corners on. Because I've been stitching it using, I have this really large oval hoop. And it looks really nice just in that hoop. That's what made me think of it at first. But yeah, I think the colors are great. This is making me happy. And you know, I get in color moods. Can you tell? Like no big house painting projects when I'm in a color mood like this. Yeah, so that's coming along really well. I don't know how far everybody is. I haven't really been on Instagram a whole lot to look. I know Pam told me that she had a pretty small start, and that she had frogged it because she didn't like the colors, but I'm sure she's a fast stitcher. When she gets going, I'm sure she'll catch up to me, no problem. Okay, so that's all my whips. I'm gonna pause and reset up because I have a couple other things to show you. Okay, I'll set up again. Nessie is not on my shoulder. She's up. She has a little perch in the window she wanted to go to, so that's where she is. Okay, so I guess now I'll talk about plans, which are not extravagant this time. I only have one thing planned to start. But I will, so sampler to Olga, I'll just recap my whips. Sampler to Olga, I'm going to finish that wreath and the two little corner things that frame it out. And then I'll probably put it away until January maybe. I'm going to focus on some other stuff before then. And so Autumnhill, I want to get the band across, at least a good start on that. And I'm going to finish gathering acorns in the next 2 weeks. That's a pretty, I really want to do that because I want to open up my stitching time after that. And I'm going to finish my robe, which I'm going to, all right. I forgot that I had found these buttons. So they're old vintage buttons, but they match that yellow pretty well, don't they? So that'll be the buttons, and it needs to have pockets. I've got 2 pockets that I'm going to be putting on, and I'm going to stand back and show you what it looks like. Move my chair to the side. I don't think you can see all of me, but you can see how long it is anyway. So it's down to just the bottom of my knee, and I didn't have enough fabric to really do, like, to match up the plaids. But I like how the front, it's not disjointed in the front. So that was my main concern. And the sleeves, like the bright part, is in a similar spot, so it doesn't look totally lopsided. The pockets will be on an angle on the, like, down there on the sides. And I always put pockets on, patch pockets anyway, last, because if I don't, then I always make them too low. Okay, let me sit down again so I'm not just like talking there. Okay. So, you know, you want pockets are in the wrong spot, like they're too high and you're kind of going like this. or they're too low and you're kind of like trying to find what's in the bottom of your pocket. So I'm trying to not do that and just, you know, if I stand there and I put my hands where I want the pockets, somebody can like put a pin at the bottom for me and then I'll know where to place it. So yeah, I've been planning on making this for a while because I bought the fabric last winter when Joanne was the first bankruptcy. I can't remember, but I bought it because I knew Joanne was going to be going out of business, and I bought the end of the bolt, and I just had what I had because I was going to do a collar on here, and that I didn't have enough even to do a collar, and so I made 3/4 length sleeves and a cuff, and this fabric is from an old set of sheets. We have our mattress is different and bigger now, so it didn't work. So it was sheets that were actually not worn out yet because sheets are so expensive. My goodness. So that's that. And then my big plan, my start, kind of goes into my next segment. So if you look below, I'll have chapters. So the next segment is my personal designs. I'm going to try to just keep that toward the end for people who are interested. I know that if some floss tubes, it becomes mostly the person talking about what they have in their shop or whatever. And I don't want to do that. I really like just the, you know, kind of like a friendly chat. You know, you wouldn't do that to somebody. You wouldn't pin them down and talk to them about what you're selling. I don't know, just me personally. I like it when someone keeps that as a segment. So if I feel like watching it, I can watch it, and otherwise I can skip it, right? So this is, I teased it last time. I'm not going to show you this time because if you want to see, you have to go back and find it in the last video. But I've come up with, I have my list of DMC. So I have my palette. And there are 17 colors. This is a Weeks Dye Works, and I might substitute it with a DMC because I have found a DMC since I bought this that I really like for the swan in the center. So not sure, but this is Weeks. What color is it? Bashful, 1083 Bashful. So the flower centers are these 3 colors. And then we've got leaves and vines, which are these colors here. And then the clematis flowers, oh, it's so hard. This is what I landed with. These, what other 6? Yeah, 7. These 7 colors. And I really wanted it to be more of a blue clematis, like a purple, like the royal purple. I just couldn't find DMCs that worked. So I put this together, and I like how this works. Especially it's on this tabby cat linen. This is a 32 count lichen. The color is called lichen. And so it's a soft sort of neutral green. And this color, this DMC 503, is just a shade and a half, maybe 2 shades darker than the fabric. So I'm going to be using that as an accent around the swan to kind of like define her without being like a hard edge. And I think that works really well. So I'm going to start this. I divided my fabric up. You can see I pulled a thread. So this is my practice area. And this part is where the pattern's going to be. So I'm just going to stitch a leaf, a flower. I'm going to put all the colors in, like just to make sure that I'm happy with my palette and that the charting is, you know, like the symbols are good enough to follow, and the colors work together, you know, as they're charted out. I must admit that I have not been intimidated before to start anything. I'm kind of intimidated to start this. It's a little scary, you know, like I've put this out there and into the ether before before it's been much more than an idea. And so, you know, if it flops, please be kind if it flops, right? But no, I think it'll be fine. Yeah, the colors, I would have started this already if I could have settled on the palette. But I think now I have. Nothing jumps out to me like, not sure. I like these. So next time I will have at least done my little test swatches and a little bit of a test stitch. I have, the chart is almost done. I just have a couple flowers to kind of fiddle with a little bit more. But I can start stitching before that. Maybe I will, just to see, like, maybe I don't want to chart it the same way that I've been doing the other ones. But yeah, it's really exciting. It's really exciting. And thank you to Sarah from Sarah's Stitchy Spot. She gave me a shout out on her last video, talking about my design and, you know, how I'm going to be giving it away to one person when I hit 500 subscribers. So if you're still here, you know, it's been half an hour, you've been listening to me babble, please subscribe, and maybe next time I'll be up to 500 subscribers and one of you guys can win this and stitch it along with me. And if I will probably release it before I finish stitching the model, if I'm happy with how it's going. And I have decided to do the lowest tier of like Shopify. It seems like a good platform, and there's integrated tools and stuff so that I wouldn't have to figure out all that tax and all that kind of stuff. It handles that. There's that back end stuff that I don't know how to do. It will help me out. So yeah. It feels really good to be doing this. I've been an artist my entire life, and I've never really had my work, well, in the last 20 years anyway, I haven't really had my work out there for sale, actually being purchased. And there's something about something about selling like a painting is like, it's exciting, but it's just one person that has that piece now, right? And I like the idea of these cross stitch patterns because I can, I don't know, I can make a design, and then somebody can take that design and then they can go forward with it. So it almost feels like you're just making a starting point for a collaboration, or a starting point for somebody's own journey, their own adventure. And I like that. I like how that, it's more of a community kind of feeling than just, here, take my thing and hang it on your wall, right? There's not very much interaction there, either with the piece or with the artist, right? So yeah, this feels like the right place to be for me. So if this one goes well, I'll probably go full steam ahead and do a bunch more, because I have a lot more ideas. I have a few things started. So yeah, stick with me. We'll see it through. Let's see what else. I gotta look at my notes here. So, all right, so let's talk about our community. Our community is awesome. Our community is awesome. I did say thank you to Sarah
for giving me this shout out. She's a huge community builder, isn't she? If you don't know Sarah from Sarah's Stitchy Spot, you should check her out. She's got a lot of subscribers, but she's very, very accessible, and she's a sweet woman. So give her a check her out. Tell her I sent you. And I've got a couple other Flosstubers that I've seen recently. One, Emma, she has Rose Cottage Creates. She just released her 10th Flosstube, and she's kind of like me. Like the algorithm really hasn't gotten her going too much yet, so she needs some love. And she does lovely projects, and she's a brand new cross stitcher like I am, and she's kind of just figuring out, reading charts and making sure you're in the right place. And so she's got a couple pieces that she's had a real journey with. And I like her attitude where she lets herself be upset about something, but then she just moves forward. So yeah, check Emma out. She's great. And somebody this morning, I saw a whip parade person's first Flosstube. Her name is Britta. Britta's Always Crafting is her channel. And she has a really great lineup of whips. She's articulate, and she's really good in front of the camera. I thought you wouldn't know that it was her first Flosstube. I guess she did say she had a card making channel in the past, so she's not like brand new in front of the camera. Like I am. I'm still, like, you can see my colors gone red like it usually does by this time. But she seems like she's gonna do really well. And I subscribed, and I'm gonna be following her for sure. Everybody's very excited about Halloween. Everybody but me, apparently. Honestly, I am a little tired of Halloween already. It seems like we've been talking about Halloween since halfway to Halloween. When was that? In March? Sorry, I'm just not a holiday person. I just don't get it. I didn't grow up really with holidays being a thing, except Christmas, and even that, we didn't really do a whole lot. So yeah, it is what it is, but you won't be seeing Halloween here. I'm not going to cave and make a design for Halloween either. I would do like seasonal, definitely seasonal stuff I like. So there is, and a lot of people are really into fall. It's kind of funny. I watch Adelaide she has Adelaide Stitches. She's in Australia. She's awesome too. I'll put her in the notes below too. She's doing like a vlog all of October. Every day she comes on and she talks about what she's been working on. She's got Halloween themed pieces. But I just like watching her. She's really refreshing. So it's nice to just, with my morning tea, like the first person I see is Adelaide, and she's got such a nice voice and presence. And she's got some kids. She seems like she's a great mom too. You can just tell she's really into her kids. Yeah, so that's pretty much me for the day. I knew I wouldn't go very long. It's been a little over half an hour. Yeah, because my head's been bad, and that sucks. But it is what it is, right? Changes in season and weather, usually I end up with a couple bad weeks. So arthritis, migraines, if you know, you know, right? And also, right, this is something else I wanted to say about Britta, her whip parade. She did bring up, the state of the world a couple times. And I saw in the comments there were people who were kind of down on her about that, about talking politics. And I don't think she was talking politics. I think that acknowledging what's happening in the world, and that maybe it's a little bit nuts and unsettling and sometimes depressing and stressful. I think it's good to acknowledge that. I don't think it matters what side you're on. It's kind of nuts, right? Like, I don't think it's politics anymore. These are our lives. Our lives. I have been seriously impacted already as a disabled person. So I think we need to talk about it. I care about you. I assume that if you're watching at this point, you care about me, you care about other Flosstubers, and we are a close community and we support each other. And in these times, sometimes just hearing someone say, yeah, it's nuts out there, isn't it? That eases my stress when somebody does that. They don't need to go on about any specifics. I don't think the specifics are really important anyway, because it's all just nuts. So I'm here for you. Feel free to ream me out for being political, but I think I'm human, and I think that any human who is living today is they need to know other people are out there feeling the same shit. That's it. That's it for that. So yeah, for the next couple weeks, I'm just going to be stitching. I'm just going to be trying to keep my head from getting crazy. I'm going to start my design and feel like maybe that's the beginning of a long-awaited adventure for me. It doesn't look like Nessie's coming back to say goodbye. She's sleeping over there. So until next time, everybody, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for all the wonderful comments. Everybody's been really supportive of this design, and that's really that's kept my spirits up. Thank you. I do appreciate it. All right. Bye, folks. Love you.